About this morning, and loads of you got involved as well. Some people hating the fact there aren't sort of assistants to talk to, and others saying this is brilliant. I don't like to talk to people when I shop. I like online shopping, and this is virtually that, but in a store. But this isn't the only example of how new technology and artificial intelligence is changing the way we do things. BBC Click's Lara Lewington has been to one store in North London to find out more.
Unexpected items, bagging it. Please remove item before continuing.
Oh, the inevitable words when you're in a hurry and the queue for the good old-fashioned checkout had been so much longer. But things could be about to change.
Well, it's time for a rather unconventional shopping experience. The first thing I'm going to do is get my bag out.
This North London convenience store is trialling a prototype instant checkout, with the finished product being prepared for its debut later this year.
Because when it comes to actually checking out, the RFID tags that sit on all the products will be instantly scanned in one go. You can just put everything in here straight away, although it does sort of feel wrong. And something sweet. So I have everything I need in my shopping bag, but I can't leave just yet. In fact, this is the fun bit. It's time for the instant checkout. I popped out my bag full of items, and immediately what's in that bag seamlessly comes up on the screen. At this point, you get out your smartphone, where you should have already downloaded the app and have your payment details securely stored. You need to make sure that your Bluetooth is turned on, and at that point, you simply tap the reader. A process so quick that even if the store becomes busy, a queue is unlikely to develop. So now, I can actually leave.
But what have the public been making of this?
It was really quick, it was excellent.
I'd have to say I would prefer just to pay a person.
I find that really, really cool. One thing that I always struggle with self-checkouts is, finding the barcode and scanning it, and it's really annoying, and the fact that I just put it on there, boop, done.
IBM's long-term hope is for this technology they've created to be rolled out across all areas of retail, along with suitable sized checkout areas and the repositioning of shop assistants to actually assist you around the shop. Of course, security has been treated as a priority, with a cloud-based payment system meaning no details are actually presented in store. But for those customers who are happy to share their behaviour and habits, artificial intelligence will come into play to combine that information with data on their surroundings.
Weather and traffic for a convenience store like this will drastically change what people are going to come in and buy, how many people come in and when. Being able to use all of those mass volumes of data, do predictive analytics, all of that merged together means that we're going to be able to tell the retailer what to keep in stock and when.
Meanwhile, yesterday's launch of Amazon Go's cashierless Seattle store provides a place where customers can scan their phone on arrival and, after being tracked by cameras and sensors to see what they pick up, have their Amazon account instantly charged. But whilst this sort of convenience may appeal to some, you can't, of course, please everyone.
You liked it, but on balance, you prefer a person.
I'd still prefer a person.
Lara Lewington, BBC Breakfast.
Thank you for getting in touch. If you want more on that type of story, other technology stories, you can, of course, I'm sure many of you do watch it already, but watch BBC Click, which is shown here on Breakfast at the weekend.
Loads of you getting in contact about this today. Let's find out a little bit more about how it works from media and technology consultant Martin Bryant. Morning, Martin. We were talking while we were watching that. I mean, what is your overall take on that? Is that something that you would embrace as a man who sort of lives and breathes technology?
I want to try it, just for the experience. But there are, as that report showed, already some stores where you can kind of not deal with the cashier. Apple stores are another one where there's an app that you can just scan your item off the shelf and then walk out with it just using an app on your phone. And I've done that and it feels really weird. It feels like I'm doing something wrong here. So there's some behaviour to change there. But it's interesting, just here this morning, the person who met me at reception was like, "Oh, I love this, I can't wait to try this. I never have to speak to anyone in a shop ever again. It's brilliant." And then someone else was like, "I actually like speaking to people."
Well, this is what you've actually touched on the nerve there, haven't you, really? Because, technology does brilliant things. We can all agree on that. But, there is something about, for me at least, chatting randomly to people. I like it.
Love a chin one, don't you?
Yeah, and I think, not everybody does, but, it removes something, doesn't it, that is important, I think.
Yeah, and I don't think we're going to see the end of staff in shops. And there are actually staff in these Amazon stores. They just do different things. So,
maybe that's the point then, is it?
yeah, I mean, they have somebody, for example, because you can just pick things up and walk out. They have someone standing by the alcohol to make sure that you're old enough to buy it. And they have staff who cook things for you to buy fresh on the day, that kind of thing. So, so there are people there doing different things. So, and somebody at the door to make sure you know how to get in, because you need an app to get in. And although they're talking about there's no queues, ironically there's been a massive queue outside of people wanting to get in.
Trying a new see how it all works. I suppose the other thing that people are making the comment about today is, I know you say that staff are sort of employed in different ways, but essentially it will see an end to those sort of human jobs at some stage, won't it? The checkout system.
Yeah, although the counter argument to that is that automation comes along and gets rid of jobs but creates new jobs. So there are jobs in banks, for example, that have been replaced by other jobs in high street banks, for example. And so it'll be interesting to see whether that happens in supermarkets, for example. But we've already seen that. We've seen the huge growth in the automated checkouts, which some people find a pain, but other people, I tend to gravitate to them because I can keep my headphones in, I can keep listening to my music on bike.
Right, and what about, because brands, what they're concerned about is loyalty, isn't it, that you come back. So what is the impact of technology on that? Or does it depend on what type of person you are?
I mean, the technology here, it'll be interesting to see how Amazon interacts the data it's got about you from years of shopping, for example, with the store. Maybe it'll know you're coming to the store, and it'll say you should try this, this, and this, and it'll have the things ready for you. Perhaps, who knows? There are lots of interesting ways they could use the data they've got about you, which some people might find creepy.
Yes, and can people protect their data? Because some people don't want to give their data.
I think that's where we may see a bit of a kickback against it, and then maybe the traditional stores may hang on for people who don't want anything to do with data, when they just want to go and buy some breakfast cereal or whatever.
Yeah, and you don't want someone to know about everything you've ever bought and where you bought it. See, I'm half tempted. Was it Gene Hackman in Enemy of the State who lived in that shed? I'm half tempted to do a bit of that and never look up. You know what I mean? I'm trying to embrace technology at the same time.
Oh, thank you very much. Really good to talk to you. Thank you.